Yeah, yeah, I buy a few things organic. Nothing too crazy though. It's usually like fruits and vegetables. You know, you hear people put a lot of stuff or calling a lot of things organic, and it's like, but I would have thought this was already natural. Like you ain't like why we gotta even specify that? Ain't that crazy? We gotta specify a fruit was an organic fruit. Like that's something that already comes from the earth. That's something that we already grow. That's wild, but I would say if I had to choose some, it's my fruits, my vegetables. I would say that um, medium rare. Cause that's the best cut. To me, that's the best cut I've ever had. You know how rare be too much, but I'm medium rare. I'm perfect. A way to reinvent yourself would be to change your routine. You know, just invent a new routine. Start with something, just start swapping stuff out. If you already have something that's taking up time, just switch that stuff out with something that's more productive, something that's more beneficial to whatever goal that you're trying to obtain. We all got different goals, so can't tell anybody, oh, you gotta do X, Y, and Z specifically. However, all those things will be something relating to the goal you're trying to achieve, whether it's to better yourself or to complete the mission. I like this. We get to talk about some music. Okay. Now I'm thinking way back to this time where I ended up buying like 5 CDs at one time, but it's like the first time I did that. Let's see. This was back in the time where Snoop Dogg had came out with like "Drop It Like It's Hot," and he came up with that song to be like, doom 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. I can't even think of that right now, but the name of it. But all them cuts were on this CD. Let's see, I had bought that CD. I had bought. Man, I think I had bought like an Eminem CD. Right after that, that's crazy. I think I had bought a what other CD was that? Terror Squad CD. Oh man, Terror Squad had they had a few cuts on there. I ain't gonna say the whole album was though, but like, this when Lean Back was popping. Yeah, so that was a good album. They had a few cuts on there for real. Take Me Home, Humdrum. That's hard. That was hard. Let's see what else. There was a couple artists, I can't even think of the rest on top of my head, but that's a few. But the first one that came to my head was Snoop, man. So shout out to Snoop. What is my Chinese zodiac? Okay, I want to say I'm the GOAT. Ha! Imagine just finding out that you the GOAT and you already been the GOAT. Ain't that something? Or realizing you the GOAT, but you already been the GOAT. That's crazy. I would say that's an accurate description, for sure. Okay. Prejudices that I admitted to myself. I want to say that I was finding prejudices within myself, if that's what we're trying to ask. However, I do understand who I am in this world. I see the shell that I'm in this time, what that means. You know what I mean? What does it mean to be mixed in 2025? What does it mean to be Black and Puerto Rican? Not just any mix, it's just so happen to be the best mix. You know what I mean? So it's like that. Don't blame me. You know what I mean? I'm just here to the grace of God, baby. But being Black and Puerto Rican, man, in 2025 is a lot of things that come with that, because you're getting those what other people would find their prejudices in the world towards those people of just one group. Not even mixed, but just one, and then to have both of them and have heard what other people may say about those cultures, and then at times, man, those things could be put on yourself. You have to know that you are not that. You got to know that just because you wear a hoodie, that oh, it don't mean that you about to go rob somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. You know, so just little things like that, man. You know, you have to just grow up culturally aware of what's going on. Wow. Wow. I haven't even thought about this in a long time. I would say back when I was 5 years old, there was a young boy across the street named Christopher. Wow, man. Hey, shout out to Christopher, man. Christopher, if you even remember who I am, bro, like, bro, we used to live right across the street from each other at 5 years old, man. Remember that, like, it was your older sister and then the girl who stayed next door to y'all. At the time, man, they was the cutie pies of the street, man. We was the young dudes. I want to say, oh, man, I want to say that was crazy. Man, we just had some fun, some good times, man. And my last thing I remember with Christopher, man, we got in trouble for like trying to be some 5-year-old playboys. Oh my goodness, with his sister and her friend and all that stuff like that, man. And we got in trouble, man. They put us in the house, man. And you know, when we explained the story, they saw it as just two little boys just trying to get our Mac on. You know what I mean? But we ended up playing like Connect Four and something after that, and had like. I just remember Connect Four, man. So like, shout out to my boy Chris, man. If you still out there, man. Hey, blessings to you and your family, man. And hey, shout out to Connect Four, man. It's a classic game. Wow, there's a couple things that made me lose sleep. I've noticed that I tend to not sleep well, don't sleep at all. Usually like before a big show, you know. Maybe before shooting particular scenes, depending on what I got going on, showing it to a certain shoot or something. I want to say that's probably just due to excitement. You know, I've lost sleep out of, people I chose to care about and then choose to give my heart to and stuff and whatnot. You know, I've lost some sleep for people before. You know, not one that's too afraid to admit that, man. But yeah, I want to say that was it, and that's not too many times I do stuff like that anyway. You know, usually it's just for work, and again out of excitement. You know, I got a big show, and you should be getting some rest, man. You know, and I have to force myself. I've learned to have to like, hey, intentionally tell myself like, hey, it's time, man. Start winding down, do something, man. You need to do something. You know, if you're gonna be up, you need to be doing something while you're up. And then a lot of times you don't want to do that, so you're like, let me just take my ass to sleep. I'll get to that shit tomorrow. Okay, 3. Okay, let's see. I'm like Rajo. I say Rajo a lot. Let's see. I say come back safe. I say that almost all the time. Like, hey, you want anything? I'm like, just come back safe. Let's see. I say. I'm like, there it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah. There it is. Like, that's up there with do that shit. Do that shit for real. That's funny. All right. But other than that, man, I want to say those are 3. Top of my head. Like, you know, I would say with this, man, I'm going with floss like 100% of the time when it comes to food getting stuck in the teeth, man. You know, don't get me wrong, I have had moments where I'm in a toothpick guy. You know what I mean? I've had to just walk around with a toothpick just on the ready. Or, I don't know, toothpick with food, man. I'm getting to some floss, man, get to that sink. Make sure to get all that stuff out your mouth. Oh, man, that's crazy that you even said it. Yeah, I have, man. I remember going through the Virginia Turnpike. I go through the Virginia Turnpike. I'm not on my phone. I guarantee there's other person on their phone. They going around this curve, right? And I'm going, here I go. And they supposed to be on their lane. They like coming straight to me. When they go around the curve, it's like they kept going straight instead. So they ain't catch that. I swerve about the way. Man, I'm going up on this dirt pocket on the shoulder, right? Luckily, there's one of them rails right there, them guardrails right there. Man, I ain't go flying off, but I did tap it. That was crazy. I tapped it a little bit. that had me rethinking a lot of stuff, man. I thought it was in that like Fast and Furious movie right when they hit the edge of the cliff, man. Like I did that, stop the car, man. I got up at the car. I'm like, dude, like what's up, man? Like, dude kept going. We on the turnpike, so he gone. But I'm just like, heck no, man, that's crazy, man. Like I could have flew off. I could have flew off this mountain right now. That's wild, crazy. Driving with me is as if you were driving with Uber. Look at that. And I'm saying in a sense where, you know, it's a comfortable ride. It's a safe ride. You know, you in good hands. Even when the times when I may put my pedal to the metal, you know, a little more than usual. I hit a curb a little, you know, like I'm trying to on some getaway type stuff. But that's every now and then. That's if I gotta make that move. You know, you gotta just go for it. Cherries, strawberries, chocolate. Ah, chocolate gotta be the most romantic food. That's why I love chocolate. Like chocolate is my first love for a reason, man. Because it could be used for anything. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it is the most romantic food. If I can't say, food itself could be romantic. You could, man, someone like you could come up to the bed with some pancakes, eggs. You know what I mean? The whole plate, whole platter. And that just be romantic in a way. You come up and make a grilled cheese sandwich for some. You know what I mean? Like that could be romantic in a way. You know what I mean? I guess it's all depending on how you play it. It's all romantic. Okay, I would like to think that I do forgive. Let's see. As far as forgetting, people say they forgive, man. They never truly forget. However, it's the way that they forgive. They're demonstrating that sort of love, where the love that you have for that person who ever that you're giving that forgiveness to, you're looking past that. You're looking as if it didn't happen. However, us being human, you know that it happened. You know what I mean? So that I can never forget. You know, I will forgive you like I did, but like you, I can never forget about anything. You know, and if I did forget, then there would be no reason to forgive until I do remember. Because what am I forgiving stuff for that I forgot? Like that's wild. Like the people I had to show forgiveness to, I know they are. You know what I mean? It's only I don't say but so many people there, but there are numbers of people who have put themselves in a category where now they have to be shown forgiveness and mercy. Let's pray that I have the grace. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. Let's pray for those things, y'all. Like, but I would say just to choose, man. Sure, forgive and forget. Sure, why not? Yeah, I think I have a couple times. I would say it was surreal.